Morning, mate.
Morning, Justin. How are you?
It was a fun day yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh boy, what a sell-off!
Yeah. I know. I got out on that last big push, and I put an order in, like a limit order to buy quite low, thinking, oh, it probably won't even get back down there.
Yeah.
It got me in and then stopped me out.
Aye. Yeah, it was nasty. Wait a second. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah. Jeez. Yesterday, just massive sell-off. A few things, a few catalysts. I kind of, on Sunday we were talking about that. I feel that there's something like a top will come soon with the inflation news.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it today, and I probably should have. Yesterday. And I was thinking, actually it makes a lot of sense. Is that we had so much news in the week before, the CPI and the FOMC, and then we had like interest rates. Hey Adelaide. Oh wait a second, I've got morning Sphinx. There we are. Sorry about that. I didn't have the other thing on. And we had the last like major piece of news really was the Nvidia earnings, wasn't it? Like that was the last thing that I could see. That was the last major domino to fall for the mega cap, the like Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Nvidia, Meta, Google. Nvidia was the last one to fall, and we've had all interest rates basically come to a head. Now it's all about like just when the timing of the cut is going to happen. And it was just like, I think there was so much hype right now, and I really could see that we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle to cut interest rates in the next 3 months when the next inflation reads are probably going to come in high. Then we had like pretty positive PMI data that came through across the board. There were a couple of little misses. Unemployment still showing a fall in US dollar in the US. So I believe that this is probably going to lead into a fairly decent jobs report probably for next month for the NFP, and not next week, not next Friday, Friday week. Or was it next Friday? Yeah, not next Friday. It's Friday week, 2 weeks. Probably have a decent jobs report in the US. Inflation is going to stay pretty high. We've had a lot of PMI data come, and then we had Nvidia earnings released on Wednesday night. There's not a whole lot now to look forward to, and I think that was now the market just coming to a realization that interest rates are going to stay high. There's been a lot of chat in the financial juice as well, which is kind of scary. Not scary, but like scary for equities. So we had, where was it? Well, we've had like poor retail sales in the UK come out. GDP in Germany as well came in pretty much as expected. But it was, where were these couple of little things? I know these implied rates, implied interest rate probabilities, these are incorrect. The New Zealand RBNZ already said they're not expecting the cut until end of next year. So these guys are already putting in the 100% rate of a cut in November. So that's incorrect. And all these other ones, they're looking at cut in September. That's been priced out now as well. So don't look at this. This is very outdated. But it's some of these comments before. So many Americans struggling with inflation. New Zealand's concerned about near-term inflation risks. New Zealand models are underestimating domestic inflation, and that's a common theme across a lot. There's a lot of people saying that the CPI that they report is very underestimated. Like it doesn't actually take into account real inflation. There's a website called something like Dark Inflation or something like that. Shadow Statistics, Shadow Stats. And they try to track every single good, and they reckon inflation's still sitting around like really, really high. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is a bit of a, just interest rates are starting to the realization that they're going to be like, we've kind of come full circle. We started May with high interest rate expectations, and then they decreased, right? They decreased, and we saw May start to go well. So we had a sell-off in April. We started May, and then it started to go. Inflation expectations started to drop again, and then they had now we had a huge daily candle. So I wonder if we're going back to now to come back down again. We'll see. We shall see. We're still very bullish in the higher time frame trend. So one day doesn't scare me. In fact, I've even taken a buy on gold from down in these areas. This is like my last area. This is the real bottom area of my risk range. So after such a heavy drop, maybe I'm stupid, but I thought it was worth taking a buy. This is like from this green zone. And I like it. I like this green zone. Look at the daily. Look at the daily. Oh, maybe it's a bit clearer on the 4 hour. Yeah, on the 4 hour. We've got a nice little accumulation here. This is basically where this whole rally started from. We printed new all-time highs, and then we had, I know you can't see the top of the chart, but then we saw the momentum stall a little bit. So I was still bullish with that one. There you go. I was still bullish, but then it started to like fail to register, and then we saw a HCS. So we've got a 4 hour rejection candle, then we had another 4 hour rejection candle, and then another one. And usually when you see this, there's a good chance the support breaks. And I wasn't expecting it to break all the way down to here. Would have loved to have been into the sells. So I did give buy shots. I gave a buy a shot here. Not yesterday, day before. Gave another buy a shot down over here as well last night or yesterday afternoon. And like looks like it just dropped, but they actually worked out. So let me just have a look. So if you see like the reaction, and like I don't mind taking profits, I think you've got to take profits. So when price came down and had a little reaction from here, like from here, from this one, 23.84, back up to here, that's 100 pips. And I took two 50 pip move. I took about a 30 pip move in here going bullish, and I took a 40 pip move in here going bullish. This is on Wednesday. And then the runners didn't hold. Then price absolutely rocketed down. And then last night as well in here. So took a shot at 23.40. Thought it was going to, thought it'd be pretty decent. Price pushed all the way up to 20 when I closed partials at 23.48. So was able to take, like, I didn't quite get 23.40, but I got 50 pips, take some profit, and then price has continued to crumble. And I've done it again. Done it again from over here. From when price wicked down, you'll see it in a second. This bit, that one there. I had a pending order just underneath the New York low to see if we can get a reaction. partial take profit, 50 pips higher. So taking partials. Let's see. You know, still pretty bullish on metals, but we have had a big drop. Now we've also so in April when we fell on the equity markets this year, we had a big drop. This was when the 2 and 10 year, the yields were getting above 5%. Right, so wait a second, where is it? Over here. So you've got in April, so this is April 1st is this candle. This is the April 1st candle. And you saw price push pretty rapidly up, getting close to 5%. And then once we got into 5%, that's a measure of where they've, like, if the yields are going higher, investors are believing that interest rates are going to stay higher. So when it gets to this range up here, we're seeing it. If I just overlay it on the chart, so US, okay. Move new panel below. Okay. So you can see how there's an inverse correlation here. Obviously, there's more than just one factor. You can't just trade US 2-year and equities. There's obviously more factors, but you can see, like, when we're pushing bullish, okay, pushing up, this is at the same time. Price goes down. There's a lag effect. Just got to adjust your eyes to the lag effect. Then when price is starting to come down, this is when the equity markets were having a nice rally. Now, as we're starting to push up again, I reckon that we're probably not finished dropping on NAS. I'd say there's probably a good chance that we keep on going down. But with every heavy drop that we have, it leaves a lot of liquidity above. So nice aggressive candles pushing down, breaking structure. I wouldn't mind seeing price push up on the open and then start to lose momentum up here, and then maybe we can see another leg down lower. So for NAS, I would like to see London actually be bullish. I would like to see that. Then New York can sweep London high and then take the London low, and then who knows how Friday's going to end. If we continue the same, whatever caused this, or have we just swept liquidity underneath here, and then London can push bullish, and then New York can take London low and then continue the rise up higher. I don't mind either way, but for London session, for my session bias, I'm hoping to see bullish price action, because I do want to trade up into this area, and because there wasn't much in the way of support on this candle coming down, so there's probably not going to be a whole bunch of resistance of price pushing back up, at least not to this area. And this is a tradable area, because this is from here up is about 70 pips, so we can scalp within that range. I believe that's absolutely doable. So that's for NAS. For German, we're already selling off, so I'd like to see a pullback. We're in this little zone right over here. What have I got here? I've got the wrong scale. Regular. There we go. So I'd like to. My idea for German is I kind of want to see this candle taken out. So we've already started the move here. We've got a little bit of a imbalance on the start. So worst case scenario here is just to do a straight drop, because then it's I'd miss it. What I want to see is, I'd actually be pretty keen to see a resistance form here, and then take it down. I'd like to see that. I would have liked to have seen that before this drop. I would have liked to have seen us make our way higher, and then drop. But you know, we haven't got that option anymore. Otherwise, if we do a straight drop, I would actually look at potentially a scalp counter trend trade to buy from here, and it would be scalping. It'll be counter trend on the lower time, like this time frame. We're clearly coming down. But if we still look at the daily, I believe there are going to be some, you know, we're still very bullish. So I have no doubt that we could see an easy bounce from previous highs. We could see a bounce. We could just see it eventually cut all the way through as well. But today, for Friday, I'll be looking at taking, like, you know, 30 pips, securing to see where it can go. For me to actually want to take longs, proper longs, I'd like to see some sort of manipulation. So at the moment, I would like to see us push back up to maybe short it again to go with that momentum. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. So this was definitely a failed. It went up, down, up. I was thinking, yep, this is looking good, and then it just went down, down. I was really wanted to see it get to the target yesterday, but it didn't. Okay. Now I'm also keen on, I was looking at pound yen. I've got a couple little zones here. So I was hoping that we can get some sort of reaction from this area, because we had really poor retail sales. So that was the retail sales for pound. And I know yen is pretty bullish, but I'm curious to see if we can react from this area, have a fake out, and then start closing back down. And then I'd like to target this wick and ultimately target this clean candle. So I've got an eye on a currency pair today. Cool. And then, yeah, gold. Gold, I've already been able to take some profits to close about 60% on this guy. Maybe it wasn't. I don't think it was that candle that got me in. It must have been these ones. Must have been these ones. But I'd like to see price continue to rally a bit. We had some really sensitive areas, but we'll see. We'll see where London Open is going to take us. News. What news do we have? We already had all our news. We had retail sales and had German GDP. So now we've just got some US news, durable goods, and then Waller, and then University of Michigan consumer sentiment for New York session, but not much in the way for London Open. So yeah, let's just see. Let's just see. All right, guys, what are you looking for? I've seen 9 of you. Where is everyone?
Pretty much the same as you, actually. I'm looking for it to push up, and maybe sort of I've got some sell orders. I'm just hoping it doesn't drop straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be annoyed if it does drop straight away.
I've actually got a small buy on at the moment, just to low risk. Trying to catch a bit of the move if it does go up first, but it's only small risk.
Mm-hmm. Red box.
Is there any study session this weekend?
Oh yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Sunday I got to drive to London.
Yeah, I'm out Saturday mornings. I'll catch it on playback.
Yeah, we'll do the fundamental outlook mostly.
Okay.
For next week. So about 9:30. I'll put the message in the chat. Okay, so what I would like to see is price close bullish and at least retest this area. I would like it to be pushing up into this zone for a sell, but if it just pushes up and then we get like a bit of a fake out, maybe wick up into like this area, or this area, and then eventually showing that we're have that aggressiveness, or at least like some bearish candles, and then I can trade it down to retest this low, hopefully close lower, and then down to the alerts. That'd be the sell idea, but I'm gonna try. I'll probably try buy up into my sell zone. I do like this area from here, so I just want to see. I wouldn't mind seeing price sort of threaten to go down, and then close bullish. I would like to see that. So probably have to keep an eye on the 15-minute candles as well. We'll see some sort of lower time frame HCS or some sort of rejection wick, followed by another rejection wick. 15-minute candle, close nice and bullish, and then buy up to my sell zones. That's my plan. Anyone else? So we've got Justin's, got mine. Who else wants to have a go?
Interesting what you were saying about your bias yesterday. I was exactly the same. I was fully committed to DAX sort of getting up to those higher areas, and you sort of almost stop reading the chart a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's just you're in your trade and you're thinking, right, well, that's where it's going, and yeah, it's quite easily done.
Yeah, it was the New York session that killed it.
Yeah,
that's why time is so important, I find, because everything was actually looking pretty good, and the New York session just absolutely crushed us. They completely had a different idea.
that sort of spike took out all of those previous sessions, didn't it? All that liquidity there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's usually a rush for liquidity when we get that open. So you can see, like, it's done it a few times. We had bullish all the way, and then New York just took the highs into liquidity, and then just did the reverse of London. Then the next day, London dropped all the way. New York took the lows, and then reversed. Then when London doesn't really have much of an idea and just went sideways, New York still pushed back up. They didn't want to sell the low because Asian went here, Euro Open dropped, then London sort of just went sideways. Then New York took the high and then dropped. Then London, the Asian pushed up. This is really nice, actually. I quite like this price action here, where it came back. That's why I wasn't really worried until I didn't want to miss the move, so I got my entries weren't the best. But then I had a pending. This was my swing pending order here. And I thought we'll get looking good at this point for New York, and then price just dropped, and my pending order at the gap got triggered, and then held it. Price did the retest. Price is pushing up. I'm thinking, oh, this is looking awesome. Then it came back down. I thought once I was up this high, I thought this is safe. So, why risk anything now? Moved up to break even, held full, didn't close anything, and then it just dived. But I should have been paying attention to the yields. But I didn't have these charts open on during the day, and when we're pushing up, like we had the pre-warning already. When we had this gap up, at 245, just on because this is the PMI data that came out in the US.
Yields, can you?
Sorry, what was that?
I suppose you could put an alert on those yields, could you, to give you a heads up?
Yeah. Or just keep an eye on it as well, because I had been keeping an eye, but when we gapped up at 245, this is when I should have decided. I should have looked at this and then thought, because this is a bit of a pre-warning, because you can see like at 245, that was basically here. That was when like this one dropped, and then yields are going higher, and then yields, as they were just continuing going up and up and up. I should have taken some profits with German. I should have taken some profits, and then thought, because this pattern, this is one thing that was quite dangerous. Is see how we've got, when we have price aggressively move down. So we've got price that's like, it made the high here, but then it really aggressively pushed down. I started like breaking through all of these supports. When you've got the aggressive breakdown and you've got clean candles, all these imbalances, and then price comes up and then taps into that imbalance, the fair value gap, if you want to call it, price often can have another rejection. And the same thing here. So price pushed all the way up, okay, broke through resistance, created that imbalance. Price came down, took the fair value gap, and then pushed up. Then you had price aggressively push down, close it, like breaking supports with clean candles. Price pushes back up to the fair value gap, and then has a drop. See you later, Justin. Have a good day, mate. So that was the bit of a concern when price moves with clean candles down, and then price pushes back up into it, and it's struggling, and it's really struggling to, like, it's looking good, but it's in this fair value gap. There's always a danger when it fades, it just does another leg lower. But yeah, it was a tough day. Tough. It's tough when it's so aggressive like that. But it was still alright, It wasn't a down day, that's for sure. But I still got that feeling of missed opportunity, and I think that's what's disappointing. Is that you get some buys, and they're looking good, and then like they'll look at everything is sort of lining up to be so good. So I really didn't take much in the way of partials. I made the trade safe. Gold had like two little good moves, but like it feels like you're fighting the market. I think that's the annoying thing is that you really feel like you've done well. Like I just wish there wasn't so much volatility, because this daily candle for gold, 570 pips, just absolutely massive day. And on a day, if I make two good opportunities inside of here where the price bounced and that's a good move. That's 150 pips. And then price here, when it bounced, that was 100 pips. So getting those kind of like, even taking 50 pips, like two 50 pip trades, 100 pips for the day, it's awesome. I'd be happy. But I'd be more happy for some reason. Mentally, I'd feel more happy if price moved, say, 250 pips in the day, and I took 100 pips. When it moves 560 down, and I've managed to scalp, I don't like feeling like I'm always just scalping the counter trend move. That kind of sucks. Especially when you think, it would have been so much easier just to have got the right bias initially and then held one trade that just dropped all the way. That would have been awesome. But so it's kind of an empty feeling. I don't know why, but yesterday was a good day. Just when everything's selling off, why wasn't I seeing that? Anyway, can't win them all. Morning, Jersey. And then same here. Like, it felt like a real grind, but price moved so slow. And then it just steamrolled. And then I got a lovely buy, planned buy. And then I could have had a way better sell. Anyway. So finally we got a nice 4-hour candle closing bullish in gold. But this is like the low end. I was saying that, but the trend changes for me if we form bearish structure underneath 23.30, and we've hit 23.25. So now if we start getting bearish structure that stays underneath 23.30, gold's 4-hour trend has been broken. Doesn't mean we don't get pullbacks. Of course we get pullbacks, but there's a pretty good chance we get a lower high. And it doesn't mean that it is a downtrend necessarily. I've got no doubt that we'll have a lower high, because even if price does, it'll probably start doing something like this. So we'll need to start seeing bullish price action before the trends back up. But for now, a closure underneath 23.30 makes gold's trend, this trending structure, broken. So we've got no trend right now. We don't have a trend to the downside in the 4-hour because we haven't really had a lower high. We've had plenty of just lower high candles, but we haven't had like a swing high. So I've got no doubt we go up. I've got no doubt we have a down move again. It's just whether we start breaking and making new lows, or do we make higher lows. But this, if you're looking for scalps and like little day trades, 50 pips here, then these areas, there's still the presence of big marginal buyers in the form of central banks. So it's still gonna be easier for buys, I believe. and that's why I've taken the buy. We just need to see what is actually going to happen. Are we going to actually start recovering, or are we going to start making new lows? Because this was a pivotal area for me. After this, if we break lower than this area, we've got a lot of accumulation. This yellow line, 23.17, becomes a really sensitive area. So I'll put a little alert on that just in case. And then for breakout sellers that took the breakout, I think this could be a nice little target. So I'd like to hold this buy all the way. If we can start breaking above this little area, then I believe you have a beautiful reaction from here. So this will be another area that I think you can get a 50 pip move from 23.54, or at least a 40 pip move. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes till the open. And price is already moving. Talk to me, guys. You're all very quiet.
I'm just licking my wounds. I just had a shocker of a day yesterday.
Yeah, it's heavy volume, eh? It sucks when it's like that.
Just the massive volatility in the gold session. It just damaged me.
Oh yeah?
Entering positions and getting wiped out left, right, and center.
Damn.
It's horrible. Yeah, and
How's
I was
the
over
alpha account, bro?
Sorry?
How's the alpha account?
I don't have an alpha account anymore.
Oh no.
I went from 7% up, which was I should have been keeping an eye on the rules. Like I haven't done this before, so in the back of my mind, I was thinking I had to get to 10% and I could weather a 10% drawdown daily, but it was actually 5% drawdown daily.
Yeah.
I was up about 7% without even realizing I was only 1%
away
from my goal, and I was like trying to hit massive home runs. And I'm like, I don't even need a home run.
Oh no.
Oh, on the plus side, you didn't lose any money if you're trading there.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I lost the money I put into the evaluation account. But yeah, no, I was over trading. Like I was so close. I had a really good morning session, but I shouldn't have even bothered with gold because I was already doing so well. But yeah, big lessons to learn.
That sucks, man.
That's all right.
You're so close.
Yeah, but I think, as I said, there's always positives, and I think I need to learn, be really careful to learn my lessons from that experience, and make sure that every other prop account I get, I don't do that again. Just learn the lessons once.
I think the over trading is a rule you need to put in, because you're doing so well when you're like on the way to the target, and when you saw the finish line, started sprinting.
Well, I didn't see the finish line. I just thought, because I'd sort of forgotten. I didn't realize how close I was, and so there I was, because I was actually about to, I won't go into it, but I got in pretty much at the top of the gold move down.
Oh yeah, that was the one you got stopped out on break even.
No, just yesterday.
Oh, again.
Yeah. And then because it wiped me out, well, it didn't wipe me out, but I got the perfect entry for like a 500 pip move or whatever, 300 pip move. But then it came right back up because it's so volatile. It just stopped me out. And then as it was going down, I was like, right, it's broken below a low. I'm going to jump back in with like higher risk. And then volatility wiped me out again. I was like, and it just got worse from there.
Yeah, okay.
So it was just I just got tunnel vision. I got, I was tilting, which I don't really do. I haven't done before. So yeah, there you go.
I find gold so dangerous to trade on those proper valuations. That daily drawdown it's not very much.
Yeah, and I was also confused about what that daily drawdown was. So I thought I was fine until I checked my email just before bed, and it's like, you violated the rules and you've lost your account. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Didn't even realize.
That's the most of the time. Whenever I've failed a prop account, is the daily drawdown.
Yeah, yeah. So I ended the day at 0.5% down, like on my whole account. So I was like, okay, well, the worst thing is that I'm back to even, and now I can just start doing it properly. And they were like, oh, you failed. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So there I was thinking, well, the worst thing is I didn't even end up negative, really. I was pretty much at zero on the account, but I'd failed it. So, oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a prop account that I was really confident on the trade, really confident, and I had I'd finished the day up 2%, and then I had some trades going, and those trades were down. I ended up so it's the way that they calculate overnight. So I had started like the daily always resets at you can have -4% for the day, and then during this day, the first day, I'd gone up 2%, so I was plus 2%, and then I had a few positions on, and just before the market close, I had gone down to -2%. So it was only 4%. Like it would have ended the day -2%. So I didn't violate any rules, and I was really confident with these trades. And the next day, the market opened, and then it went straight up, and they all hit target. And I finished this day plus over 8%. So let's just call it 8.09%. So I finished because I knew that was where that needed to go for the target. And the next day, I saw the email saying, "Oh, take profit, take profit, take profit." And I was like, "Oh, I passed it." And then they said I failed. And I was like, "Eh?" And I went into the account, and it said when the day rolled over, it's with the rollover that they took the max that I was, the max that I was for that day, and then because they saw my equity was -4 it was over 4%. It was like -4.7% or something like that. As the high of previous day to where my equity was at the lowest for the new day.
Yeah.
So they counted that as a -4% daily drawdown.
Yeah.
So even though I finished, when they didn't close the trades immediately, all the trades were still open, but they were set to close only. So I couldn't put new trades on, but I could only close the existing trades, and I'd left them all to take profit. And so the account looks like I just smashed it. It looks like that. But where it says is the way they calculate the equity with the previous day's high is what got me, and I didn't realize that was a rule as well. So
I've had exactly the same thing happen to me, and some of the prop firms don't allow you to trade on DAX overnight, so you locked out of closing it or opening any positions.
Right, yeah. So my account says the balance is plus 8%. Yeah. The balance says I failed it because my account went to minus for the daily drawdown. Daily drawdown exceeded, and it's sort of closed now at -2.3 or something like that, whatever it was. And I was like, it looks weird, but yeah. So annoying having trades overnight.
Yeah, well, I was kind of miffed because, as I said, I was up, and then I ended up pretty much at neutral, zero, but I failed. I was like, damn it.
Yeah, is that?
I didn't end up in negative, really.
Is that? So. Where's Tom? Tom, he's working, isn't he? Yeah. Glenn's not here either. Trader, the concept trading.
Yeah.
They just have a total drawdown, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So it's tight. I think it's like your account balance, whatever you start with, the model you go for. Your total drawdown is only -5%. But it's -5% from starting balance. So it doesn't matter where you get to. It's just as long as you don't go 5% under your starting balance.
So which firm is that, Adam?
the trading
You say concept trader.
concept trading, yeah.
I quite like that because it gives you a bit more rope. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
you start off with a small. You start off with a it feels tight. You've only got 5% max drawdown.
Yeah, but you can be more conservative to get it going, and at least once you've got a buffer built up, you can trade a bit more freely.
Yeah.
well, I think it's just that taking more swingish trades. Yeah, like when you're willing to hold into drawdown, knowing that you're in a good position,
Exactly.
being able to do that rather than it just removing your account because you're holding.
Yeah. So I think it's this one. So it's the profit split is not very good. They will A book you though. So that means you will trade live accounts as well once you get going. So it's actual, like they're not trading against you. Your drawdown's 5%. Your target to scale is 5%, but it's all have static maximum drawdown. So it means that it's like what they've said in their support. Tom will need to back me up on this one, or Glenn, but it's 5% underneath your opening balance. So once you're
that's correct.
yeah, once you're say you scale your account, to whatever it's going to be, and you're up like 20% for the month, you could lose 20% in a day.
Yep.
They allow copy trading on this account.
Not
I
sure.
can't remember actually.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, half the problem in these evaluations is the time you waste qualifying. Yeah, it's a couple of days worth of trading that you want to focus on the account, and you're actually not making anything during that time.
Yeah, that's why it's good to have your personal account going.
So that's the new one they're bringing out, Hayden. So you can see the traditional one, the drawdowns dropped to 4% in column 1.
Oh yeah.
So that's supposed to be out this month, but I don't reckon they're going to make it. I reckon it'll be early next month. But it's 5% on the Premier and 10% on the Empire, and 3% in Extreme. So if you're good at what you're doing, Extreme is a great way to leverage up because it multiplies by 80% each time.
Very low leverage.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, it is too.
So you're gonna take one trade at a time, and you can't go. Means it kind of rules out lower time frames.
Explain that, please.
Because if you go on lower time frames, your stops are usually smaller, so your lot sizes are bigger. So because you're only risking say you only risk like 0.5%, but if you're only risking like say 10 pips, then that 0.5% on 10 pips is going to be bigger than 0.5% on say a high time frame. Like if you trade on a 4 hour, your lot sizes, your risk might be say 40 pips or 50 pips.
Yep.
Stop loss area. And if it's 0.5% on whatever balance that you're risking, 0.5% on 40 50 pips, the lot size will be far lower than 0.5% on a 5-minute time frame where your stops might be say 15 or 20 pips. So you're using double the leverage on low time frames, and it might not allow you to take the trade. It also depends. Think it depends on how you on how the broker charges for the minimum step for equities. Some I've seen one that shall not be named chose a new broker, and the smallest volume you can put on equities is 0.1 lots, but 0.1 lots for this broker equals $15 a pip. So if you're putting on something that's got like 40 or 50 pips, right, at whatever, like obviously the lot sizes are going to matter, but you probably can't put on a trade keeping your risk under 1% if your account's less than $50,000.
Yeah, right.
So if
Yeah, it makes gold untradeable.
no, gold's different than equities.
Oh, right. Okay, that's good.
Gold is usually priced the same as currencies. It's just gold moves a lot more than currencies, so your stop loss is bigger.
Looks like these guys are an Aussie firm as well.
Yeah, it's one of the guys that the old account manager for you know where went and made his own. But he's a good guy. He has always been very fair. He's always been like, you know, from my experience, I wasn't like I knew him, and he always like I couldn't believe some like when I first started, I couldn't believe some of the language he used regarding the prop accounts, and like I could just tell, you know, he didn't like the way it was set up, and he was very clear that it's not all it's made out to be from his from his language, and I'm like, it doesn't sound like he's really keen on prop account trading. But every time that someone's like traded a specific way, he just said, look, it looks safe to me as long as you keep doing the same thing. I won't have any hesitation to pay you out. And so he always paid people out, you know. And then when he left, that was when all the problems started happening, with not paying people out, looking for reasons not to pay out, saying you violated the rule. Oh, that trade you held for less than 3 minutes, so we can't pay you that one. And introduced all these new things. So he's gone and made his own one, from all accounts, you know, from having to deal with him. He's always been, you know, he's just been upfront with you, which is good. I know, Tom, you've got payouts with him, haven't you? You've been with them for a bit, had payouts.
I build them on a Saturday afternoon. I had the money in my account on Sunday.
Yeah. On Sunday, that's crazy.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I expected it at like lunchtime Monday, and it was there on Sunday. Yeah, it's crazy. And that individual that you talk about, I mean, he's stepped in and helped me with a few. I had a technical issue the other night, and he was suddenly I'm dealing with him.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's sorted. Yeah, they're bringing what they promised to deliver. So I'm very happy with them personally.
Yeah, and that rule is not common. It's not common to be trading on live accounts in the first place, and then it's not common to have a static drawdown.
It's great. I really like it. You're targeting 5%. If you make 1%, then you got a 6% buffer against a 4% target. You know. And suddenly it just feels like the weight of the equation is in your favor. It makes it very easy.
Yeah, and this is something that's not usual.
Yep.
Is that if you're trading on live servers?
Yep.
Why is that good? I mean, as long as you get your payout, does it matter?
Well, it means that if you're trading on live servers and they're putting your trade to market, but doesn't necessarily mean that they're putting your trade. They're putting it on live servers. Doesn't mean that the broker's not taking the other side, but having it on live means like most prop accounts don't actually, like, they're all on demo. All on demo. So there's a chance that these guys, if they identify you as a good trader, they are not making money from you just paying the fees. They're also making money from you taking trades. Like if you win, they win.
It's a 50% profit share, though, is it?
Once you've locked in your total, it goes to 90%. That's for this one. You know, there's they've got different models.
What do you mean by locking your total?
Because you can keep on scaling, so you can start with the smallest, and then you keep on scale. Every time you hit 5%, it scales by 50%. And you could, if you went all the way to the top, your account could be getting into the millions. And once you say, look, I don't want to keep on scaling anymore, I want to stay at this level, then your account will then lock into 90%. But it means they won't keep on scaling you anymore.
Gotcha.
And do they scale you whenever you
hit 5%?
Oh,
in that model. When
Yeah, so you got to do 5, 10.
Ah, gotcha.
So basically 25% on the associate account, and then you over 100K already.
No, you need to open up the payout matrix there in the bottom right. Yep, that's it. And then you'll see the full levels. It's a big bloody spreadsheet though. It'll load.
Oh, holy.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Dave, you can see, you can get a feel for what I did with my prop account as well.
Sorry?
You can get a feel for what I did with my prop account as well. I'm also shopping for a new one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I put a discount code in the chat for this one. Concept trading. I haven't used it, but I saw it posted on, I think, Peter Zanke's group.
Oh, yeah. Des, what is... I want to watch price. It's getting pretty close to these levels. What do I mean by static drawdown? It means when you open... So... A dynamic draw... So let's say you've got your opening balance. Say your opening balance is 50,000. And they'll put a daily max drawdown of let's say 5% and a total drawdown of 10%, and it just every time if you move your account up to say 52,000, then it's still going to be 5% daily drawdown of 52 or 10% drawdown total from the highest waterline mark, so 52,000. So it means you can't drop your account below, like, say 46 or whatever it is going to be. A static max drawdown means it's only ever drawdown from your original balance. So if you grow your account up to 100,000, you could lose 50,000 in one trade and bring your account all the way back to your balance, but you still haven't blown the account because it never got to 5% below the opening balance. That's what the static drawdown means. What do I think about Apex? I got no thoughts about Apex. I've never even heard of them. Yeah, so the reason we were saying that is there's only been one prop account ever that I've hit total drawdown. The only ones I've failed it's always been because of the daily drawdown. Oh no, they're not rude. Saying hi first now. Yeah, it's always been that bloody daily drawdown as well. Like once you get like close to that total drawdown as well, the account's done. It's very hard to pull yourself back when you've only got like 1% left. Very difficult. Might as well start a new one. Hey Ellen, how are you? All right, well, Germans just keeps on keeping on. Anyone involved in these cells?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not. I wanted to take a sell from higher. Otherwise, I'm actually more keen to buy. Buy from like down here. If I do want to get involved in the sells, price has already moved so far. It's Freaky Friday though, that's the issue. Did my cell didn't trigger, did it? Ah, what a... Oh, it's a bit further than I thought. That's alright. 5.7 pips. Missed my entry buy. That's okay. That's a miss. I've got a sell position here. A limit order. Looking like this. No, sorry. Like this. Yeah. Yeah, you're going back to sleep, Hannes. Yeah, it's... Okay, so we've got some aggressive clean candles. We do have a fair value gap here in this zone. We are tapping into it. We've got aggressive candles coming down. So I wonder if from this area we could see something like this. So I wonder if I could take a buy from here and just target. I'm gonna give it a shot. It's late in the move. About 30 pips to the upside. Yep. Looking for something like this. Just missed most of the move. But to there. Only 1-to-1 risk reward. But because I've missed a lot of it, I'll probably have my finger on the trigger. I'll watch it pretty closely. Let's see if price can push up. What I'll do is with the new 30-minute candle, if we can survive for the new 30-minute candle, I'll just move it to break even, because I'm not interested if the new 30-minute candle just drops. But hopefully this 30-minute candle can just push up, and then I can at least secure some, because I know it's not a very good trade. As in, like, I should have been prepared to pull the trigger down here. So I've missed most of the move. 3 minutes. Got a little bit of, on my account, that's an imbalance candle. So we took the imbalance candle out. So hopefully we can just push up again, or at least survive the 30-minute candle closing. We've got imbalance here as well, and my entry is super late. About 7 pips in profit. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Nice. So beautiful. I'm gonna secure 80% and just leave the rest run. So scalp 16 pips.
Nice work, mate.
We had to take some breadcrumbs today after yesterday. Like that little rat that just comes out.
So I wonder if the next one will do a week fill and then keep going up. Next 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm just unsure what it does in this area. After a heavy dump, you know, the market might come out of the bathroom feeling good, and resume the order. It's like just, yep. That we just had to get that one out of the system. Now we can start keep on pushing bullish. Or do we keep on dropping lower? I don't like how I've got conflicting reads. Conflicting because it's Friday, and that the overall trend is very bullish. It's still very bullish, but such an aggressive day yesterday. It's like, do I go with overall trend, or do I go with yesterday's aggressive move? Which way do we go? And we're at like a pivotal point. This area, this here, is a very sensitive zone. So if this 4-hour candle actually closes a rejection wick, then I would think, you know, there's more of a chance that price will maybe push up, even to, maybe if it sticks with this trend line, who knows? Maybe this trend line can act as a resistance, and we just rebound all the way up to here.
What do you think, that there could just be lasting negativity or negative sentiment, and it could just tumble and tumble and tumble? I mean,
oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm securing early. Like, because this 30-minute candle, right? It's the first 30-minute candle, but the hour candle could just be making a top wick. I wouldn't be surprised if this hour candle closes bearish all the way down as well, because there's negative news. 100%. There's negative news, treasury yields rising, everything but Nasdaq, everything but Nvidia just died yesterday. But
Nvidia was like standing atop the ruins of all the other, and everything else, the only one standing.
yeah, it's going for the top market cap.
It's called a Pyrrhic victory.
But yields rising, but everything dropped. That's what I didn't understand. Is like normally when you see, you can see where the money's flowing to, and it was very much risk on at the start of the day, and then the sentiment in New York session soured. But where did the money go? US dollar was strong, Swiss was strong, yen was strong, so it was definitely safe havens. But the typical safe havens as gold fell, equities fell, cryptos fell. So the money was, I don't know where the money was going to.
For me, the what I found confusing, and I guess it was a canary in the coal mine, was that last time Nvidia did such an outsized earnings report, that sustained long move just kept on going. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yesterday it opened, and it sat there in the London session for about 4 hours just doing nothing. Like it was just sort of sitting there, and I was like, well, okay, what's going on? That's weird, because that didn't make sense. You know, I was expecting sustained long move.
Yeah, the difference between this one, I mean, Nas did pretty well at the start. Like yeah, London even pushed bullish in Nas. It sat there for a bit, but it only went negative in New York. Everything was like, it was fairly good across the board, but now like this drive up was basically Nvidia, and then even Nvidia still added 10%, but everything else, like when you factor in like Microsoft and Apple, still far superior than Nvidia. And Apple dropping 2.2%, Microsoft dropping nearly 1%, Amazon 1%, Google 1.6%. So all those ones would probably make up, double of Nvidia's market cap. And they dropped, so Nvidia couldn't even help it. And the issue with, when you compare like the 4-hour chart, this sustained run, Nvidia earnings was here. So we're already very, very well established. The last time Nvidia earnings came out was in Feb 21, and if we look at, it's going to make a liar of me. I'll go to the daily so you can actually see Nvidia earnings. Oh no, you're right. No, sorry, my bad. I was going to say the last time they brought out the earnings. Oh no, it kind of was. Yeah, this was it here. So Nvidia earnings was here. So it had a pullback, and they came out, and it was that like price had been doing this, but this time earnings came out here, and we're at the top of the cycle, rather than arguably in this trending structure. Arguably, we're at the bottom of a cycle. So it was able to have that sustained trend for like multiple sessions.
Yep.
Whereas this one, we got 2 sessions, and then it's hit an all-time high, and then we had I think it was just almost a perfect storm. It was the last domino to fall. We had last domino to fall. We also had PMI data that showed increased productivity. We've got a tough CPI 3-month quarter ahead of us, and they had also Bank of England coming out and saying no public statements until July. And that was a bit of a shock, because to me, I didn't actually think anything of it. I just saw it, no public statements, and the way I interpreted it was, sure, they don't want to be they don't want to influence the political situation with Rishi Sunak calling for a snap election. so they don't want to be seen as like, you know, they don't want to get drawn into this political mess. And but then someone said, so does that mean that the rate cut or the next meeting is actually cancelled in June? You know, in about 11 days time, are they going to cancel that interest rate meeting, and therefore, because they're widely expected to cut, so maybe they're going to not cut for another couple of months. So all of that, I think, just led the market to tumble. And once these traders, the way that the algos are set, once we're forming new lows, it's hard to get that momentum out without a proper structural shift. So momentum traders just take in, and then when the market really sours, more algos start selling, and it creates this like cascade. More and more and more, I'm seeing that when we've got like a really aggressive moves, we end up closing very, very near the lows. So we get like these daily candles on equities that close with like very close to the top. When you have these big moves, they very often close like with no bottom wick for bearish days, or very small wicks, because it just ends up doing this all day. Very hard to get that momentum out. It's definitely something that's new. You know, I never actually noticed it much beforehand. All right, well, nice one, fellas. Ladies, fellas. We managed to get some pips out of this session. Oh, it closed. That was stupid of me. When I secured, I thought I took my take profit off just to let it run, but it actually closed the last 20%. Anyway, not a bad spot to take profit. And my gold trade's running nicely now. This one's up. 100 pips? No, 92 pips. Very good. Did you guys get in on this one? Wonder if we can catch the sell now.
No, I missed it.
I'm on no trading day today.
You're licking your wounds.
Licking my wounds.
Have you got an account to trade?
Yeah. Well, I've got my own account.
Your personal. Yeah.
I just think I just need to reset myself properly.
Yeah.
So I'll just go to the casino. Probably just go to the casino and play some roulette.
Yeah, probably better odds.
Just to reset myself.
I'll join you, Dave. I'm still in this trade, but from yesterday.
Which German?
Yeah.
Oh, where's your entry?
It's 122.6 pips north.
Okay, so up here.
Yeah.
Are you still in?
Stuff that I'm gonna get it back if it stays open for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, you're in a short.
No.
no, I'm long.
Oh, you're in drawdown.
It's like this.
Yeah. Actually, I caught the move down yesterday. I had a beautiful move down.
Okay. Oh, really?
Thought I was in the game and thought stuff that I'm gonna get in and get the move back up now, and that's it all in wrong.
Oh my God! Wow, that's significant drawdown. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Just put my stop below the last swing low.
it's either gonna get
It's
a
like a
white
1 to 300, a 1 to 300 trade.
I've got a 5-minute target, but a daily stop loss target.
A
Oh,
1 to
don't
300.
worry, I've got one similar on NAS as well.
Wow. Gee whiz, okay, yeah. That's that's gonna is that gonna just play on your mind every day for like until it's
Yeah, until the count either vanishes or
Wow, man, that sounds stressful.
yeah. Well, some good lessons from
Let us all know when you get to break even and we can support you in your decision to close it or to continue holding. We're like, don't close it for break even. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a
Mate,
trap. It's a trap.
you'll close it for a 2 pip profit, and then it'll do a 150 pip push.
No, that's the number.
No, I've left my target intact.
Yeah, wait till it comes back to your break even point though. Your entry.
Mate.
See what you do then. Let us know. We'll cheer you on.
Go on a holiday. Go on a holiday. Stick your phone in a big drum and bury it.
Well, this
I'll send
45
you-
minutes going to close lovely.
Been there.
But there's a
Hello.
chance the hour. Hey, Glenn, how are you? How's your Friday, mate?
Yeah, I've just been busy rooting around doing stuff.
All right, so can I tempt fate with this 4-minute candle? Ooh. See how this 4-minute candle's going to close. 3 minutes, got the same duration to close. Oh no, a little bit. So say we wouldn't mind taking a little sell to see if we can target back to here. I need to think about this one. Do I want to get into a trade again so quickly? I'll let this one close. 45-minute candles close in a bit. So maybe let yeah, probably wait for a HCS actually. Let this one close and then see if it creates HCS, and then I'll jump in for a sell back down to this area. And then hopefully I can extend this target. Maybe 80 pips. I'm going to let the candle close. 4 minutes, got 10 seconds left. Oh wait, 4 minutes closed. Okay. So this would be a cowboy entry. Do I want a YOLO? Nah. It's been a good Friday. Paper trade. Paper trade, a cowboy trade. So taking the wick, rejection, and then I'm not putting this one on though. Very clear. I'll move over here, but this would be the idea. Actually, because that was the area I thought would be the reaction. Yeah. So 45-minute candle on a wick fill. Yeah, I think that entry would be better placed up here. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I'm not putting this one on though. I'm definitely not putting this one on. But because I don't really know where I put my stop loss actually. I'd either have a tight stop, really tight stop, and then try get some like risk reward out. London could reverse this whole move. Oh yeah, that's just a bad idea. I didn't even want to paper trade it, just to dent the confidence.
I'd take the euro high, then go down.
Exactly. I just don't know which one it's going to go. And then if it's up here,
Mm.
I like the idea of the hour candle reacting from this area to come back down. I do like the idea of the hour candle rejecting. I've got the pound yen still as a pending order. And gold's going alright. Kind of just... The first sign, I don't like how the 45-minute candle closed. But doing the wick fill. But the hour, I think we could, yeah. I'm just keen to watch this one.
Let's find out. Just to verify
That's not too bad, risk reward. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Is this the all-time high?
No, it's higher than that.
Oh, in the 5 minute. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've moved it around since I entered, and to be fair, it's not where my original stop loss was.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Would've
Well,
been,
you know, you gotta put it out of the way, make sure it's safe.
entries here would have been cheering. You'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I stopped watching it, and it came back.
Yeah, something closing below, like above here, because this is the manipulation. So something closing above the manipulation. I think you could scale into this one, and stop loss, and then it'll be a winner.
Oh man, I feel your pain. So, wow.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna come back at some point. It's just while an entry like that's open, you can't really take any other trades on that account. So I'm just gonna close it and leave it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Has anyone found any trade ideas that you like? Is anyone in any trades?
Long on the DAX.
Nice one. Where'd you get in? Come on, keep pushing. Push for Tom. Oh, you're long on Euro.
571.
Oh, you got in up here. Okay. Is that with the 45-minute candle closing?
When it paused, I just did I did like a, I don't know what you call it, maybe you call it a spread, but it's where if it goes up, I'd set a TP with a small risk, and then I set a long and I set a short.
Mm-hmm.
So when it pauses, and then it's just like, right, it's going to go in one direction from there. So takes out one side and goes to the other.
Oh, you close the other side?
Yep.
Straddle trade.
Yep.
Straddle trade.
Yeah.
All right, so this is that clean area now. So I'm glad I didn't do that one. That would have been a hasty decision, especially the last candle or the 45-minute candle. But this area we'll see. I think I'm done for the day. At least till the New York session. I think this was my kind of wish I left the take profit open. I thought I moved it. I must have like moved it and then not set it. Anyway.
talking about Rishi Sunak before. It's a strange image of him announcing the election soaked in rain.
Yeah, I saw that. Surely they can afford an umbrella. No umbrella.
So weird.
Crazy.
Looks
That's
like a drowned rat.
That's London. They say that you know the issue is like I would never go out with the umbrella, and it's always raining. It rains more in Sydney than it does over here. Problem is it just rains very slowly over here.
Now the Conservatives are going to get absolutely done, I think.
It'd be, what is it? How long have they been in power? 14 years?
Yeah, he just hasn't been a good time.
I take it that Sarah, you're not a fan. Yeah, this is so strange. Look at them. Who would
standing out in the rain?
I know, just standing in the rain.
Bit of a PR disaster. Like, whoops.
They got wet ears. Suits completely. What do you reckon he does with the jacket when he gets inside?
He's probably thinking something like, "No, I want the people to see that I'll do whatever it takes. I'll stand out in the rain. I'll
Yeah.
show my commitment." Yeah, right.
Bizarre what these politicians think. Just shows how like out of touch they are. Hey.
Yep.
Imagine if this trade now just like corrects this whole move from yesterday. Imagine if it did
it's
that.
already 25% of my drawdown corrected.
What barracking for you, Paul? Should make some kind of announcement when it finally gets here, though. We want to cheer for you when it gets to your break even.
Yeah.
The NAS one is a bigger entry. I'm willing to let this one go. NAS needs to come back.
Okay. What's with these South African elections? Are they a sham, or they? Do you reckon they're legit?
No, just the president's not. He's not world class, and the ruling party has such an overwhelming majority that it's really difficult to uproot him.
What are they called?
The African National Congress.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
The ruling party has got such a
ruling party. Gotcha. Sorry, I thought you actually had a name for them. Well, it's looking good, looking really good based on these candles. The hour candle's about to come to a close. So I guess I'll be interested to see what it does when it gets to the top of this candle. Anyway. And this is a little bit of structure here.
I'm gonna head off. I'll see you all next week.
Okay, mate.
study.
Oh yeah, I think you came in just after I said. So it's tomorrow, about 9:30.
Sure.
I'll pop the information in the Discord.
Topic?
Sweet. All right,
Topic?
guys.
Tomorrow?
What did you say? Sorry.
Is there a topic for tomorrow?
Oh, we'll do the fundamentals for sure. The outlook. I haven't thought about a topic just yet.
I asked in the last one whether you could go over bonds, treasury yields, blah.
Yeah, that's what I was actually had in my mind. I thought it came quite relevant this week.
If only you'd answer my question last weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been timely. Because it was actually quite an interesting auction this week. So it's monthly, but they had because this is the thing with the bonds. Where was the auctions? So here's some treasuries, the tips. They've got a very high yield on this time versus the last one, and bid to cover ratio that's not that impressive, but it's more who bought as well. So you can have it could be locals that can buy it, or it could be overseas. And what we're seeing at the moment is Japan, China, starting to sell some of the treasuries. So if the US owned the majority of their debt versus outsiders that own majority, so these outsiders currently fund most of the US debt, and because they've got a huge advantage with the business reserve currency, they could just if they want to remove their debt, the higher the higher interest rates are, the more expensive it is to service that debt. But if they have the debt owed to themselves, which I think currently it's 30% of the debt is owned by people within the US, like corporations, even the government and the bank own the debt. They basically owe it to themselves. They could just inflate that away and then just remove that basically by printing money to pay it off. I know it adds to inflation, but they could pay off that debt, and then they could actually increase their GDP because of spending. So, but for outsiders, they don't have that same advantage. So it's interesting to see if the US contain more of their own debt, or if more outsiders buy it, or the outsiders dump the US debt, which makes it a bit harder for the US to service themselves, but then the outsiders buying gold. So it's quite interesting to see what they're doing. It wasn't so much the 10-year that was the issue. It was the 30. There's a 30-year somewhere as well, a 20 or 30-year, which had a pretty big purchase of outsiders, which bucked the trend. I'd have to go and find it, but mate, we could talk about that tomorrow. I think that would be a good little. You could record that separately as well, and then put it in the fundamental section. So we'll probably do that, because it is worth looking at these yields to see where they're going, because it's a bit of a leading indicator. Yields. Also, the VIX is a bit of a snapshot. It's not really leading. It sort of just happens at the same time. But we saw a big spike up, and that was the other warning sign yesterday. That when we get to ultra low volatility, right? Ultra low. Go to the weekly chart. So you can see the low where we got to yesterday prior to the spike. You don't really trade this chart. It's a difficult one to read, but when it's absolutely at these lows, that's complacency, that they think everything's all well and good. And you can see that was the lowest we got to since before the pandemic. So you'd think that if it's at this lowest, when everyone's sort of thinking, confident that inflation's dropping, all this stuff's dropping. Good read from Nvidia, rate cuts ahead. It's just sets the table up for manipulation. So we just got we got that it gapped lower on the open, and then it just pushed up. So when everyone's fearful, you should be buying when they're selling, and when everyone's like really ecstatic and thinking it's going to the moon, it's usually the time to sell. And that's what happened yesterday, was that it just, you know, even I was thinking with the Nvidia earnings, I was pretty confident where we're going. New York session comes in, these greedy bastards just completely just flip the table. But good topic for tomorrow. All right, well, it's 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna end the YouTube stream. So good luck, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Zoomers, just stay on. But YouTube, see you later.